Well, welcome. We're glad to have you here with us at Imagine Martin, and tell us who you are and what your position is, and kind of we'll go into it.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Laura Pilarski, and I am the Extension Educator here in Martin County. So each county in Minnesota has one or sometimes more of me working in their extension office. And basically what I do is I coordinate our 4-H programs here in Martin County.
Okay.
Awesome. My family's been involved with 4-H in the past, and but in a different county.
Yeah.
But tell us a little bit about 4-H.
Yeah, so it's the largest youth-serving organization in the country. Our Minnesota 4-H programs are really great. We have a lot of statewide programming, so not just at the local level. You can kind of expand your interests. There are over 60 project areas as well, so there's lots of opportunities.
Wow.
I think people often think about 4-H as being really agricultural, really livestock strong, which Martin County is really livestock strong. But there are also a lot of other great project areas. We have everything from aerospace to wildlife biology management. We also have a shooting sports and wildlife program. So lots of different avenues to go down. It's kind of whatever a youth is interested in, we want to support that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I know very little about 4-H. So what does 4-H do?
Yeah, good question. So at 4-H there's lots of different levels of involvement, basically. We have our community clubs, which is really kind of like the heart of 4-H and what people think of when they think of the 4-H experience of gathering with people, maybe in your neighborhood or in your wider community. We have 7 community clubs, so clubs all over Martin County for every area that you might be from. And we have in Martin County almost around 300 youth and over 90 adult volunteers. So we have a lot of community support.
Yeah.
And we also do, we have the big presence at the county fair. That's the big event that everyone, sees 4-H. They recognize the clover everywhere. But we do after school programming. We do workshops. I've been doing some library pop-ups this summer too. So lots of different ways to get involved and kind of do a taste of 4-H if you don't want to do the full community club experience, but see what we have to offer.
Do you guys partner with people like other organizations, or tell us a little bit about that as well?
Yeah, that's a really good question. We do partner with other organizations. That's something I'm newer to my position. I'm just off of my 1-year anniversary. So I'm getting to know everyone in Martin County. I'm getting to know, who those natural partnerships are. Like I've been talking to the Girl Scouts. I worked with the libraries, like I said.
Sure.
So I'm super open to any new partnerships too. The more youth we can reach, the better, I think. So
So when I go to the fair, I tend to go to like where the plants are and the art showings of photography and stuff. So is that all included in 4-H too?
Yes. So really, 4-H is a really fun place to try out something new. If you're a youth and you're interested in maybe horticulture and you want to do a fairy garden. Fairy gardens are a new category this year. So you could try that out on your own. And it's really all about that project-based hands-on learning. So when youth come to the fair, they bring their exhibit, which you'll see in the 4-H building. And basically, their exhibit is on display. But the big thing is that they have a judging experience with a judge that's kind of an expert in that field or has a lot of experience in that field, and they have to explain why they made decisions on their project, how they did, what they learned from their project. So it's really 50-50 of the project itself, that end product, but really also about their hands-on learning experience and what they gathered from throughout the year.
Right. Where do, say, parents or youth reach out to get their child involved in these programs or do one of those projects?
Yeah, great question. So we have a local extension website page that you can go to. We also have a Facebook that we keep up to date, and we like to also post some pictures after big events and things like that, so you can kind of see what happened and get the scoop if you have some FOMO, if you missed out on a 4-H event and you're like, dang it, I should have been there. So that's a really good place to keep in touch with us at 4-H.
So my girls are really into animals, but they haven't been involved with 4-H. But you kind of mentioned a little bit that there may be opportunities for them so tell us a little bit about kind of how those opportunities would work.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you have no experience with animals, maybe you live in town and you want to get that farm experience, we have a variety of ways that you can get involved. So we have our livestock initiative programs, which are really exciting. Last year we had 6 different programs. So we had Adopt a Rabbit, Adopt a Market Lamb, We have all sorts of programs basically to connect you with an experienced family in 4-H that has raised and shown those animals before. So if you are starting from scratch, it's an intimidating experience, right? Of like, okay, I have to take care of this animal. I have to feed it right so it's ready for showtime. It's often quite expensive as well. So we have you pay an application fee basically, and then 4-H helps to source the animal. We give you 1 to 2 bags of feed to kind of get you started, and then we pair you with a family that is experienced in that species. So that's a really great way if you're, wanting that farm experience, but you don't quite know where to start, especially the adopter rabbit, since it's a smaller animal. That's a really great place to start.
That wouldn't work for me. I'm highly allergic to rabbits.
Oh no! Another great option too, if you have family members that have a farm and you live in town and you want to be more involved with their farm, you can also lease animals as well. So you don't have to actually own the animal yourself. You fill out a form that says, this owner approves that I've been working with this animal and I'll take this animal to fair. You have to ID the animal as well, but that's another great way to get involved if you don't yourself have animals. But
Right. So is there an age range for kids or youth that want to join?
Yeah, really good question. So 4-H is kind of unique in that we serve children from kindergarten up until what we call 13 year. So basically your year after high school. So if you're going to college, you can still be in 4-H for that 1 year after high school. And you don't necessarily have to be going to college either. It's just that kind of transitional year. We still wanted people to be able to be involved. And so our K through 2nd grade participants are called Clover Buds, and they have a little bit of a different experience, right? Because fair can be really overwhelming and, projects might be a little bit different and that learning might be a little bit different. So we do offer Clover Bud day camps during the summer. And you do have to be 6th grade plus to go to the state fair, which we had 65 kids go to the state fair after our county fair last year. We had a lot of really great participants. So out of the 233 that participated in the fair last year, 65 went to the state fair.
That's really
incredible.
cool. So the kickoff is the Martin County Fair, and then you can move on to state.
Yes, our fair is kind of unique in that the Martin County Fair is a little bit later. So we have about 2 days to get all of the paperwork in before you transition all your animals, get all your animals in your trailer, go up to the state fair. So it's kind of a whirlwind, but it's fun.
That's really neat.
That's awesome.
So after the fair experience, what do 4-H youth do? What goes on, after the summertime?
Yeah, so I've heard a lot of 4-Hers say fair is exciting, but it's also the end of summer, right? So you're transitioning into the fall, you're going back to school, all of these things. And September to October is kind of like the 4-H New Year. So we do our re-enrollment period. There's a week in October that's National 4-H Week, so we kind of celebrate all the things that just happened in the summer and the chaos and craziness of all the programs we did and everything that was happening. So it's really the transition time, and it's a really great time to get involved if you want to join an after-school program. I'm hoping to put together a fall program or catalog so that families that are interested can see kind of the outline of the scope of the fall, and then maybe do one in the spring and summer as well. But just to give people an idea of the kind of grander scheme of things, you can kind of plan out your summer, your fall, your spring, because people are so busy. But
Are there events that are specific, like 4-H events besides the fair that you do?
Yeah, so we do, usually we've been trying to do something in October that's almost like a new family night or something that celebrates the people that are coming in that haven't been in 4-H before to kind of welcome them in. And then in December, we have our 4-H banquet, so celebrating all the accomplishments of the year. It's kind of like our holiday gathering. We had it at the Fox Lake Event Center last year. That was really exciting, and we get a lot of attendance for that, which is great because it's kind of like a giant family dinner. It feels very nice. And then more towards fair time, before fair actually, we have our demonstration or presentation day. So anyone that's involved with performing arts, with doing music or speech, or we have the food review. Food review is very fun. I would love to get more energy around food review. Basically,
I like food.
you design your own tablescape and a menu that goes along with it. So it's like you're following nutritious, guidelines. You're making this like healthy meal, but it's also themed. So we had a Grinch table this year. That was very exciting. And the other one was kind of a farmhouse theme. So if anyone has any tablescape ideas, let me know, because that's very exciting. And then we also do our fashion review. So we kind of do a mini 4-H fashion show of folks that do constructed garments. So a lot of really talented sewers in 4-H. It's really great to see.
That's neat too.
Yeah.
All these things that I had no idea about.
It's really, I always say 4-H is the ultimate choose your own adventure.
Yeah, there's so many aspects of it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Now, are you going to, or is 4-H going to be at the fair to have a booth information that, people can come and talk to you about 4-H?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're situated in the Bank Midwest building. So you'll see all the kind of booths as you go along that kind of alleyway, and then you'll see all of our projects. We're in that little office attached to the 4-H project, so if you want to come say hi, you can certainly come say hi. And then 4-Hers are always running around the fair, so we are always wearing our Clover gear. You can come and find us, ask us questions, but I'm sure I'll be running around everywhere and doing everything, so it'll be fun.
And where can people go online, or is there a website that they can check out, or a Facebook page?
Yeah, absolutely. We try to keep our Facebook page pretty up to date. So if you're looking for, the most recent happenings in 4-H, photos, things like that, you can go to our Facebook page. Or you could also go to our local Extension page. So not only does Extension do 4-H, but Extension also has other great resources online. They have tons of great information about, what might be wrong with your plant. You can send in a picture and send it to our Extension folks. You can have your soil tested. So if you have really any sort of Extension related questions, you can bring those to our Extension office and we'll try to hook you up with the right people. We have our master gardeners as well in Martin County, and they've done some really cool programming, and we're currently sort of designing a garden together, 4-H master gardeners, so that should be pretty fun. But we have all sorts of resources.
That is really cool.
That is cool.
Well, thank you, Laura, for being here. I learned a lot, so I hope they did too.
Sure.
Yeah, there's so many aspects. Didn't even know it was in 4-H, so it's a great resource for the community.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
It's great.
Thank you.